Greetings and welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into reparenting, exploring all of the tools and resources that you'll need to help you along your journey. This podcast is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading. The second is a discussion of the reading followed by suggested journal prompts. And the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us today. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Before we dive in, a quick reminder. Like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps spread the word and grow this community of self-reparenting. Now for a few updates. First, I'm excited to introduce our Patreon community, where for a small monthly fee, you can join us for 3 weekly reparenting support meetings. Sundays, we have a guided meditation for emotional grounding. On Tuesdays, we have a book club discussion for deeper discussions and growth. And on Thursdays, we have open topic conversations for real-time support on any topics that may come up. You can find all of the details about what's included in this community by going to the Reparenting Daily website and checking out the community tab. In addition, we now have a WhatsApp support group, a global network of fellow travelers available anytime you need encouragement, guidance, or a simple connection. This is just one of the many ways we're building a strong, supportive space for your reparenting journey. The next announcement is that I've just released my first few books. The first is the Reparenting Daily Journal, a structured 365-day guide to help you work through reparenting day by day. Starting in 2025, each month focuses on a key theme with weekly sub-themes. The Reparenting Daily podcast episodes align with the journal, making it an interactive and immersive experience to help you stay focused and ensure real progress this year. Now for the next announcement, I'm thrilled to introduce Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily, a collection of 3 books inspired by Jungian analysis, mythology, philosophy, psychology, and most importantly, the work of Marie-Louise von Franz. These short, simple stories are designed to help you reconnect with your inner child and experience healing through storytelling. What makes these books unique? Well, at the end of each story, there's a deep dive analysis exploring its themes, explored by journal prompts to help you reflect on how these lessons relate to your personal journey. All of these books are now available on Amazon, so go ahead and take a look and support this project. Reparenting is a journey of growth, iterative change, and continuous improvement. Much like nurturing the bonsai tree, it requires patience, care, consistency, and attention. Thanks for being here and supporting this work, and for committing on your journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is from the I Ching. Today we're reading Hexagram 57, Gentle Penetration. Just as a reminder, we're in March, the theme is building self-trust and self-confidence. We're in week 4, the March 22nd until the 31st. And the theme for this week is trusting your intuition. 57. Hexagram 57, Gentle Penetration. A subtle penetrating effect is like a soft wind blowing through reeds that are bending gracefully, demonstrating flexibility and endurance. This symbolizes a quiet, relaxed effectiveness in action. A gentle influence is at work, but just as the wind can be ceaseless in its effort, small efforts can add up to produce lasting results. Gentle penetration bodes well for new relationships and enterprises, just as summer breezes slowly penetrate the woods to cool the forest. The idea of gifted leaders slowly reach and sink into the minds and hearts of the people. In personal relationships, a gentle beginning can lead to a long-lasting union. When using a force that is soft but persistent, careful aim is necessary. For only when a small force continually moves in the same direction will it have a cumulative effect. In human affairs, this kind of soft influence comes through strength of character rather than by direct confrontation or active seduction. It's important to have and stick to clearly defined goals, maintaining a strong vision, and following a steady course of least resistance will bring good fortune. Line 1. Inborn gentleness can have the unfortunate side effect of indecision. This line points to the case of a gentle spirit drifting into quandary and becoming filled with doubt. When the rudder of personal will flaps back and forth with no clear direction, it must be grasped firmly, brought back on course, like the rudder of a boat. Discipline may be required. Line 2. When negative forces undermine your best plans, trace the shadows back to their source and gently expose them to the light. Openness and honesty will succeed, but only if you have been honest with yourself first. Search your heart and mind for hidden enemies like self-pity, pride, or a rigid view of what should happen. And excess of feelings, either hard or arrogant or soft and self-indulgent, obstructs progress and saps your strength. By gently bringing negative inner feelings to the light of day, you dissolve their power over you. And once you do so, good fortune awaits you. Line 3. Even a gently penetrating mind can be driven to excess processing. After carefully researching and pondering a serious decision, further deliberation could lead to a subversion of the will. An overactive mind may begin to use fresh doubts as a shield against taking necessary action. When analysis is done, the will becomes paralyzed. The weakness of purpose sets in. Misfortune can result from too much thinking. Line 4. Combine responsibility, experience, and energy with modesty of enduring effects, and almost guaranteed success. When approaching difficult situations that require sustained effort over time to achieve a desired goal, keep these virtues in mind. Line 5. A changing line in the fifth place indicates a situation in which things are far from perfect and a new direction needs to be taken. Though the beginning has not been horrendous, it hasn't been great either. Some careful reform is in order, but do not throw out the good with the bad. Continue making changes and adjustments until the situation is aligned with your true purpose. Self-correction will bring success. And line 6. When a quiet, penetrating power has reached its peak, both success and difficulty are indicated, for a certain loss of strength will also come about. If you penetrate deeply with a situation and discover of strong opposing reactive forces, you will be practically helpless. In such cases, immediately withdraw would be the best course of action. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back, welcome back. This hexagram represents the power of gentle but persistent influence, which mirrors how intuition works. Just as the wind slowly shapes the landscape over time, intuition does not force itself upon us. Rather, it requires patience, awareness, and trust to receive its wisdom. Shu encourages inner reflection and deep listening. The I Ching suggests that true understanding arises when we trust the subtle, penetrating insights that emerge from within rather than forcing answers through sheer will. Intuition works in the same way. It is not always loud or obvious, but when we tune in and allow it to guide us gently, it leads us towards greater clarity and right action. And the application for self-expansion, this hexagram teaches us that to truly trust our intuition, we must cultivate stillness and patience. Just as the wind carries a message over time, our inner knowing unfolds naturally when we are open to it. It warns against rushing decisions based on external pressures and instead urges us to allow intuitive wisdom to penetrate deeply, revealing the best course of action. As we move on to the journal prompts today, number 1, reflect on a moment when a quiet, persistent feeling like the wind guided you into a right direction. How did you recognize it and what was the result? Number 2, how can you create more space in your life to listen to your intuition without distraction? Number 3, where in your life are you forcing an answer instead of allowing clarity to emerge naturally? How can you surrender to your inner wisdom? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself and please do be well. Welcome back, welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.